Hello everyone, this is Dr. CJ Tank and today we will discuss about the physical stability of suspension in the chapter course dispersion in the subject physical pharmaceutics to SAM 4. So here physical stability. Physical stability we can say it is a condition in which particles they remain uniformly distributed throughout the dispersion without any sign of sedimentation. Here the sedimentation should not be observed in our suspension. So in such a condition we can say our suspension that is stable in nature. But that is very much difficult to achieve such kind of suspension which should not show any type of sign of sedimentation. So we can restate the definition of this physical stability. We can say instead that here the particles should settle, but it should be easy to resuspend. Here the sedimentation that is but natural, that will be observed in our product, but it should be resuspended. Resuspension or the redispersibility of the product, it should be easy. So over here first we can say the extent of sedimentation that will be expressed by two things, or we can say two methods are there to express the sedimentation. First one, that is the sedimentation volume F, and another one that is the degree of flocculation beta. Here this both the method that is applicable to the flocculated system only. So we will see this one by one. First one, sedimentation volume. Here the F that is stands for the sedimentation volume, that is equals to VU upon VO. That means VU that is the ultimate volume of the sediment divided by the initial volume of the suspension. The value of F or the sedimentation volume that is dimensionless and that is also denominated with the Vs. If here we are using the cylinder, then we can write HU by HO. H that is the ultimate height of the sediment and HO that is the initial height of the suspension. So we can measure with the help of cylinder also. We can use the cylinder. We can incorporate our product, or we can say the suspension into the cylinder, and then afterwards we can determine the sedimentation volume. So that's why it has been written F is equals to HU upon HO. So now the value of F, if the value of F that is equals to 1, then we can say there is no sedimentation. The product, any product, or we can say the solute molecule, it will not be sedimented, or dispersed phase, it will not be sedimented in a dispersion medium. And if the value of F that is equals to 0, then it is a complete sedimentation, which we can say it is a sign of instability of our sedimentation, instability of our suspension. So normally the value of F, it lies in between 0 to 1. It will be 0 to 1. If it is on higher side, nearer to 1, then there is a less sedimentation, or if it is near to 0, then we can say the product that is not good in a quality. So here we can say higher the F, then better the physical stability of our product. Then we can see with the help of this pictorial view over here, one of the suspension is there. So over here the sedimentation parameter of the suspension that is discussed. First one in A, that is the flocculated suspension. Here in the initial state, when we have prepared the suspension and we have keep it in a cylinder, so at that time the value of F that is equals to 1. That means we can say the ultimate height of the sediment, there is no sedimentation in this product. So we can say the height of the sediment that is equals to the height of the suspension, or we can say initial height of the suspension. So that's why we can say there is no sedimentation. That's why the value of F that is equals to 1. So this is very good quality, but initially that when we prepared the suspension, at that time we can see like this. This is especially in case of flocculated suspension. So after some time, when we store such a product, and after some time we can see sedimentation will be initiated in our product. So due to that, the product that will be slowly sedimented, and over here after the some time the value of F that will be equals to 0.6. Over here we can measure in the cylinder with the ml, we can measure these things, and the supernatant layer that will be clear in nature. See, we know very well that in a flocculated suspension, the supernatant layer that remain clear. So here also the supernatant, because due to the sedimentation of the flocks that is present in our flocculated suspension. Here the flocks, they are higher in the density, and that's why the sedimentation rate that is very fast. Whereas if we consider the deflocculated suspension, then in case of deflocculated suspension, the supernatant it will remain cloudy. The rate of sedimentation that is slow, but when the sedimentation will occur, it will form one of the hard cake, and that is very much difficult to resuspend it, or the redispersion that is very much difficult in case of deflocculated suspension. So these are regarding the value of regarding the sedimentation value in two different suspension, flocculated and deflocculated suspension. Then this sedimentation volume that can be used to select the better suspension. We can select on the basis of the sedimentation nature of 2 or 3 different suspension, we can compare them, and on the basis of that we can select which one is a better suspension. And also we can identify a suitable suspending agent. For example, if we are taking 3 different suspending agent and we are preparing the suspension, in each suspension we are adding the different suspending agent. For example, in one of the suspension we are preparing the suspension with the help of SLS, then afterwards we are preparing the suspension with the twin, and then afterwards we are preparing the suspension with the help of span. So out of these 3, SLS, twin and span, we can compare that which one is a good, which formulate the good suspension. So out of this we can decide which one is a good suspending agent. Then afterwards, if we come to know that, for example, in particular suspension, SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate, that is a good suspending agent, then in such kind of suspension, what will be the optimum concentration of the SLS that is required to prepare a good suspension? So here, with the help of sedimentation volume, also we can determine the optimum concentration of the suspending agent that is required to prepare good suspension. See, in this figure, if we can plot one of the graph of sedimentation volume of, that means the F versus time, and if we are taking 3 different concentration of the suspending agent and we are plotting the graph, then we can say initially when there is no sedimentation, or initially there will be not any type of sedimentation, so the value of value of F that will be 1. So this graph, it will be started from the 1. Then afterwards slowly the sedimentation will start. Depending on the concentration of the suspending agent, there are 3 different pattern has been observed. So here we can say on the basis of figure that in first case there is no suspending agent, then afterwards we can consider the second layer that is good compared to 1 number suspension, and compared to 1 and 2, the 3 that is comparatively better one. So we can say the concentration with the that we have added in a suspension 3 that is very good, and we should go for this concentration of the suspending agent. So on the basis of this curve, we can ultimately determine that which suspending agent is good, and after this suspending agent, at which concentration of the suspending agent that is good or that is required to have a better suspension of our product. So on the basis of sedimentation volume, we can determine these things. Then afterwards, degree of flocculation. Here the degree of flocculation that is denominated with the beta that is equals to the equation is beta is equals to F divided by F alpha, where F that is the sedimentation volume of flocculated system divided by sedimentation volume of deflocculated system. Here the another equation for the same thing, that is beta is equals to Vu upon V alpha. Here the Vu that is the ultimate sediment volume of the flocculated system divided by ultimate sediment volume of the deflocculated system. See over here the value of beta, or we can say the value of F that is if F that is equals to F alpha, that means the sedimentation pattern, sedimentation volume that is in a flocculated system and deflocculated system, that is same, then the beta value that will be near that will be 1. The value of beta that will be 1 if F that is equals to F alpha. So we can say this is the minimum standard or minimum value, or we can say this one of the baseline. If the value of beta, it will start from the 1, and if the in any suspension the value of beta that is near to 1, then we can say the suspension that is deflocculated in nature. So by increasing the value of beta, or we can say the higher the beta, the greater will be the physical stability, or we can, in another sense, we can say if the value of beta that is near to 1, then it is deflocculated system, and if it is raises, that means it will be converted from deflocculated to flocculated system. Here the method that is the destructive method, because we need to convert the flocculated suspension into the deflocculated system, and for that we can use the electrolyte also to convert into the from flocculated to deflocculated system. So we can say this one is a destructive method of testing, whereas the sedimentation volume method, that is not a destructive, it is very easy method, and that is also, we can say, it is one of the quality control tool for the to check the quality of the suspension. So these are the mainly differences between the flocculated in between the sedimentation volume and degree of flocculation. Here the method that is destructive in nature. Then these two methods that we have seen, sedimentation volume and another one that is the degree of flocculation, both they indicate the behavior of the sedimentation. That means that with the help of these two methods we can determine the sedimentation nature. So after the sedimentation, that is very much important to check the redispersibility of our product. So here one of the method, here we can use the one of the instrument, that is the mechanical Saker device, and for that, to do the experimentation, first we need to prepare one of the suspension in a 100 ml measuring cylinder, then set aside and keep them, store this suspension for some time, allow them for the sedimentation. Once our product that is completely, it shows the sedimentation or the sedimentation stops, after that we can fix this cylinder into the mechanical Saker device and rotate them 360 degree at 20 rpm. So once we are rotating, then at that time the dispersion, whatever the sediment, it will goes to the dispersion medium. That means sedimentation will mix with the dispersion medium, and here in this practical we can say the end point, at the time of end point we need to consider that the sediment that is at the bottom of our measuring cylinder, it should be completely removed from the bottom, and it should be completely mixed with the dispersion medium. So at that particular time we can say this one is the end point for the experimentation. But over here, on the basis of this experimentation, we can say lower the time required or the lower the number of rpm, then on the that higher the redispersibility. If in a less time the redispersion occur or redispersibility occur, then we can say it is a good suspension. So after the determination of the sedimentation, redispersibility, that is also very much important to determine. So over here in this lecture we have considered about the physical stability of suspension, sedimentation volume F, degree of flocculation beta, and also we studied about the redispersibility of the suspension. So this was all about the physical stability of suspension. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.